following distribution, compute interquartile range, quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation of given data. Marks is given in continuous form and number of student is mentioned as frequency. Look at here, look at the board. Okay, so this is the marks and these are the frequency. So in between 20 to 30 marks there are 4 student line, 50 to 60, 28 student line, similarly 80 to 90, 5 student line. So these are the frequency in between the mark distribution is given and mentioned on the table. Now you need to calculate what? Interquartile range, quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. So before going to start, every student must learn the formula because it is very important. Once you know the formula, then after you can proceed the question, because at that time you know that which parameter is required for calculation. So in interquartile range, my determination is Q3 minus of Q1. It is the difference between third quartile value and first quartile value. It means I require Q3 and Q1. Now what is quartile deviation? So quartile deviation is nothing but Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. So once I know Q3 value and Q1 value, I can easily predict the quartile deviation. What is coefficient of quartile deviation? Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So in every sense, in every parameter, we require the third quartile value and first quartile value. So now I'm going to tell you that how you calculate the third quartile and first quartile in this example. Now, before going to start, again I say that one should know the formula of first quartile and third quartile value. So what is the formula of first quartile? My first quartile formula is what? L1 plus n by 4 minus PCF divided by F into I. You just go back to the previous classes and where I discussed that what is the formula of first quartile and third quartile. So for this you require an L1 n by 4 PCF F and I for calculation of Q1. Now how you calculate quartile? So for quartile, this number of student is considered as frequency. Now you need to calculate another table which gives you cumulative frequency. This CF represents cumulative frequency, which is addition of all frequency one by one. So keeping this first as constant, 4 remains same. Then you need to add. So 4 plus, add diagonally. 4 plus 12 gives 16. 16 plus 18 gives 34. 34 plus 28. So 2, 62. 62 plus 19. 11. 9 to 11. 1 carry 1. So this one is 8. 81 plus 14 gives 95. And 95 plus 5 gives 100. Now this is cumulative frequency. Now you add all this value which give you the value of n. The n is what? Summation of all frequency. This is sum of all frequency. So if you add all this value, 4 to 6, 6 and 8, 14, 22, 31, 35, 40, 0, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It means that this 100 and cumulative frequency final value is 100. You make sure that these two values remain same. If there is any difference in calculation, then you cross check and verify your cumulative frequency. So once you calculate cumulative frequency, this value must equal to this n value. Now, important thing, note. You can note this. What is my note? This n by 4. This n by 4 is your deciding parameter. Why it is deciding parameter? Why I am saying this is deciding parameter? Because this n by 4 value give you the first quartile median class. So what is my n by 4 value? So my n value is 100 divided by 4, so it comes 25. So this 25 value means this n by 4 which is equal to n by 4 which is equal to 25 is the due deciding parameter to select the class, median class, to select the quartile class. So in this case, this is what 25. Now you check this 25, where this 25 lie in cumulative frequency table. Now in cumulative frequency table, where this 25 lie? This 4 is far less than 25, so I move ahead. This 16 is less than 25. Then after this, after 16, this value lie. So after this value, it means I select this class is my quartile class. Now you just select and mark this class. Why I am selecting this as my Q1 class interval? Because my n by 4, which is my deciding parameter, is 25, and this 25 lie in cumulative frequency table just after this. So I am selecting this is as my quartile 1 class. Now in this is my lower limit, this is my upper limit. So this 40 is considered as L1. So now you know what is the value of L1. L1 is lower limit of this class. Now what is n by 4? Already calculated. PCF. What is PCF? Previous cumulative frequency. So this is cumulative frequency of this class. So just before this value 16 is my previous cumulative frequency. What is F? F is the frequency of median class. So this value is my frequency value. What is I? I is the class interval range. So 40 to 50, there is 10 difference. Everywhere there is difference of 10. So my I value is what? The difference of higher limit and lower limit, and this I value is what? I value is equal to 10. Why it is 10? Because it is like to 40 to 50. So this 40 to 50 means the difference of these two values is 10. Now I am putting L1, which is 40, F, which is 18, PCF, which is 16, and I, which is 10 in this table, in this formula. Now I am putting this value in the formula. So what is the value of Q1? My Q1 value, L1 is what? 40, 40. N by 4 is what? 25. Minus previous cumulative frequency just before this value, 16. What is F? F is the frequency of the selected class, which is 18 multiplied by 10, which is the class interval range. Now this is 40 plus 25 minus 16 comes 9 divided by 18 into 10. 9 2s are 18 and 5. So you will get 40 plus 5. So my first quartile value is 45. You just note down this. So now I know this value. My Q1 value is what? 45. Now the same way I am going to calculate the third quartile value. So first you note down this, then after this I am going to calculate Q3. So in Q3, now you have to change the formula also. Now in this case, what is my deciding parameter? First you select what is my formula of Q3. So my third quartile formula is L1 plus 3n by 4 minus PCF divided by F multiplied by I. Now for Q3, you need to calculate L1 again. This is your deciding parameter. So again I note 3n by 4. So first you proceed with this. This is your deciding parameter. So first you calculate this value. So n value is this. So what is my 3n by 4 value? So 3 into n value is 100 divided by 4. So 4 2s are 10, 4 2s are 8, 5 are 20. So 25 into 3 is 75. So my 3n by 4, which is my deciding parameter, is equal to 75. Now this value is 75. Now check in cumulative frequency where this 75 lie. So now after this 62 is less than 75. So after this value lie. So I am selecting this as my Q3 class. So this is my Q3 class. Now in Q3, what is my L1? L1 is lower limit. So this is my L1. 60 is my L1. This is my frequency. Just previous, this value is called my PCF. So 62 is my PCF. And F already mentioned. What is I? I is the difference between higher and lower limit, which is equal to 10. So this I is again equal to 10. Okay. Now use all the value in this formula. What is L1 in this case? 60. Plus what is 3n by 4? Already calculated 75. This value 75 minus what is PCF? Just before this value, which is 62. Divided by F. F is what? The frequency of the class you selected. 19 into 10. The I is what? 10. So just going to solve this value. So 60 plus this value is comes 13 divided by 19 into 10. So this value is what? 60 plus 3130. If you multiply this value by 10, this comes. So 60 plus. Now use calculator. use calculator. This is what 130 divided by 19. 130 divided by 19. So you will get 6.84. 6.84. So now your Q3 value is 66.84. So this is the value of Q3. Now I know Q3 value also. This Q3 value is what? 66.84. Now your question is easier because now you know what is the value of first quartile, what is the value of third quartile. So when you know Q3 and Q1, then every parameter is very easy to calculate. Now use each formula and calculate. Use each formula and calculate. First you note down this. Okay, now I'm going to run this. Okay. Now what is my value of Q1? Q1 value is 45. Q3 value is 66.84. So what is IQR? So my IQR interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. Q3 value is 66.84 minus of 45 Q1 value. So this minus of 66.84 minus of 45. So you will get 21.84. This is your interquartile range value. Now second parameter is quartile deviation. My quartile deviation is what? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Q3 minus Q1 already I calculated. This is 21.84. 21.84 is what? Q3 minus Q1. This value already calculated. So I put over here instead of this divide by 2. So when this value is divided by 2, you will get 10.92. So this value is 10.92. So this is your quartile deviation. Or now this is also you calculate. Now coefficient of quartile deviation. Third, coefficient of quartile deviation. Coefficient of quartile deviation is equal to what? Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So Q3 minus Q1 you already calculated. This is what? 21.84. What is Q3 plus Q1? So Q3 is 66.84 plus 0.84 plus 45. So you will get 111.84, and once you divide this value, you will get 0.1952. So my coefficient of quartile deviation, coefficient of quartile deviation value is 0.1952. So this is each parameter. Now you calculate what interquartile range, which is the difference of Q3 and Q1. Then semi interquartile range, which is also known as absolute measures of dispersion, Q3 minus Q2 divided by 2. With this formula, I calculate quartile deviation value, and coefficient of quartile deviation using this formula, Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 is equal to this. So important thing is, number one should know the formula. Now second, in each parameter you require the first quartile value and third quartile value. So one should know the formula of Q3 and Q1 also, Q3 and Q1 also. So once you know the formula, once you know the each formula of decided parameter, then it is easy to calculate. Maybe the calculation become lengthy, but once you practice more, it will become easy to all of you. Okay, so this is the first question on interquartile, quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation.